hated folding laundry. I hated laundry. In fact, I used to drop off my laundry every single week to the laundromat. I didn't care if it costs $36, whatever the hell it cost. I paid it because I just could not. I wanted them to fold it. And then they give it to me, and then I unpack it, and it smells nice, and it's all folded already, and it's all ready to go. I had no patience for folding laundry, and I didn't realize what this meant. Hear me out, because you might relate to this, you might not. I used to wash dishes like I was a machine. I used to wash them like I was a pro. Like I'm going to wash them like I'm in, a 5-star restaurant and it's super busy. It's Friday night and I've got to get all this done. And I was like a machine, just doing everything very fast. And while I'm doing it, I'm like on autopilot. And my mind is just thinking about what I have to do, what I need to do later, what I need to do tomorrow and this weekend, and this is due Tuesday. And that's what was going on in my mind. And when I started to practice energy work and I wanted to be more mindful, I wanted to be more in my body, I slowed down. And something miraculous happened. I started to fold my own clothes. I got emotional doing it the first time. I folded them slowly and beautifully, not rushed, just slow, right? As if I'm doing it for someone that I love. Each and every piece of clothes, hanging every one in the hanger. I felt a tremendous amount of peace. I felt like my messes on my desk, in my closet, in the stuff I was hoarding, I realized that they were the living, breathing projection of my mind. That there were things I didn't want to look at. That there were things I didn't want to feel. That there were things I didn't want to see. And things I didn't want to slow down for enough to hear them. I noticed that my messes, my impatience for them, my rage cleaning, I would get so angry at the mess. Look at this effing mess. What is wrong with me? Why do I have so much crap? And I noticed that all of that was a reflection of mind. And here's the interesting thought that I've had about this. We have the perception of an outside world out here, right? Out here. And an inside world, the things I think that you can't hear, right? We perceive an outside and an inside. But what if there isn't an outside and there isn't an inside? What if it's all this connected, flowing thing? And that mind is projecting everything. And that if you can mindfully and intentionally clean your space, and so it became a life practice, a way to live. There's always going to be laundry. There's always going to be dishes. There's always going to be dust and cat hair and things we have to sweep up and mop the floors. Why not use that as a way to awaken and a way to stay and a way to be with ourselves, show up for ourselves? And it's a chance to meditate every day, to practice being in your being, totally embodied in your being, doing the task as if the entire universe conspired and unraveled for this very moment for you to wash that plate. And you hold it in your hand like it's fresh, like it's new, like I've never seen it like this before, and I never will, because that's the beauty of the present. It's ever unfolding, infinite. When you start to treat the mundane like it's sacred, instead of something that you rush past to get to the real part of life, it becomes a practice of self-patience, self-love, and a willingness to bear witness to your own messes in a loving way, in a compassionate way, of course. So one day I was taking a walk. It was an autumn day and the weather was beautiful, and there were crunching leaves on the bottom of my feet. And I was walking and I was just doing a little journaling with voice. It's easier for me to journal talking than writing, for me, for my brain. And I was just talking to my journal and I said, wait a minute. The ordinary is the sublime. It came from me like another voice in my head, as if it were an inner guide speaking to me, gentle, softer part of me. We all have that part of us. That part was speaking that day, and it said those words to me. It said, the ordinary is the sublime, and I was struck by that. I said, yeah, that's true. That's true, and I'm going to live like that. And that's where that comes from. It comes from my inner guide. It comes from lived experience. It comes from realizing it, from living it. And now I invite you to try this. Try this the next time you have to do the same mundane task. Try to see it with fresh eyes and turn it into a practice, a meditation, a way to be with yourself without rushing. The world can wait. I'm going to sweep these floors as if it's my life's purpose. The world can wait. And sweep them with a gratitude for the opportunity to be alive. Just simply sweeping the floors. The same impatience I put on my hair, my own hair, and it's my hair. And I would comb it like pissed off. Why aren't you, Have you ever done that? Let me know if you've ever done that. I can't be the only one. Combing my hair like you're not cooperating hair. That same impatience you put on you, you're going to put on others. You're going to put on yourself again. Practice an energy of slowing down, of tuning in, of being gentle, of being kind, and having patience. And it really does make a huge difference. It's like super grounding. It's a super grounding way of coming back to who you fundamentally are. Thank you for being here. And remember that the ordinary is the sublime.